Okay, so this is a short video. I think it's going to be quite short. Just regarding something that happened to me yesterday. As you can see, it's not me because I'm not really feeling like being on camera today. All good, just feeling a bit depleted, and something to do with that is what happened to me yesterday. This is a little crystal tree that my son actually gave to me, and for some reason, there's something wrong. Why is it doing that? Oh no, it seems to be okay now. Okay, so it was vibrating or something. Maybe that's just because of what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, this little crystal tree my son gifted to me, and I've also got beautiful pendulum there as well. And yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit tired, that's why I'm not on camera. So, but I felt like this had to be aired today while it was still very in my memory. So yesterday, just a brief outline, I got together with a group of beautiful souls that we all came together for a beautiful afternoon that was organised by a soul sister of mine, Kelly, and it was a wonderful afternoon. It was just vibration was very high. We did a lot of sound healing and went to see a church, and it was an amazing afternoon. And then at the end, we did a bit of a meditation with Bill and his sound healing with his crystal bowls, which again was amazing. Kelly set the intention. I'm just going to run straight to that and thank Kelly and everybody I was with yesterday for just a great afternoon, great people. I needed that. What happened after wasn't something that I was expecting, and it happened actually there. And Kelly organised, she set the intention for this meditation, which we did with the beautiful crystal bowls. I keep saying beautiful, I'm really sorry. As I said, I'm a bit tired, I'm running out of adjectives today, so bear with me. Kelly set the intention for this meditation to be guided by our guardian angels, which I don't think for a second it wasn't. I'm sure it was. I was really seriously hoping for a very relaxing afternoon, and most of it was until we got to this bit. And I'm not knocking anything because I honestly believe everything happens for a reason. This I was meant to see. So anyway, Kelly got us into this space and it was amazing. And then my meditation journey began as I was listening to the crystal bowls, singing bowls. And first of all, I didn't see very much. And then I went into, as I often do, full on Technicolor. And I have been very aware for quite a while now that I've had past lives in different times and different places. I know that I had a past life in Lemuria, at least one, possibly more, Atlantis, Egypt, other places and times. And I saw in this particular journey, I'm just going to go through exactly what happened really because it's the easiest way to do it. The first thing that happened was I got into a space where I felt very calm, but I kind of knew something was coming. And boy, something did come. So suddenly I can feel the sand under my feet and I am running. I'm running really, really fast, and I've got this sort of white cloak thing on. I've got very brown legs, muscular legs. I'm a guy. I'm running across this beach, and in front of me is this massive, tell you what it reminded me of. I don't know if you've ever seen the original Planet of the Apes film. Well, it reminded me of that. And you know when they've got the Statue of Liberty with the hand coming up, and at the end of the film, and they find it on the beach. You may or may not have seen that, but that's irrelevant really. But that's just what it reminded me of. But this was a big white statue, and it was of a guy looked like an angel or a god. I'm not quite sure, but it was enormous. I'm talking not Statue of Liberty size. I would say about half of that at least. And as we're running towards this, it's on a beach and it's very isolated, There's loads of us, and we're all wearing these white gown things, almost like togas. And everything is shaking. There's earthquakes. There's I can feel like the tides coming in, like a sort of tsunami sort of thing, I suppose. Everything is shattering, and I'm looking up. I'm looking up because I feel that that's where we get our protection from. But this protection isn't coming, and I'm absolutely terrified. And I know that this is the end of the world. But my world, that civilization. When I say I was terrified, I was actually watching it from the third person because I know how to do that, luckily, and I wouldn't have been shown it by my guides if I wasn't. And I also knew I had to share this, which is why I've made this video. So yeah, this happens, and I don't actually see my death, but I know it's coming as this statue is this big white sort of alabaster or marble statue is splitting in two, and we're all running towards it across this beach. And I know that's going to end. And then I slipped then into, that was the first one, so that was the end of Lemuria, or my end of Lemuria, or towards the end. It was my death. Around that time I knew everything was crashing. And then the second one, I was in this I was running on a similar beach, but it was different because with the other beach there weren't many rocks. This was loads of rocks, and I'm running and I've got a big white dog with me. In this particular life I am I would say teenage girl, and dark hair, very dark hair, darkish skin. And I'm running across this beach, and this is Atlantis. And the energy feels totally different. And I feel free, but my freedom is about to go. And then suddenly I'm trapped in a cage on the beach. And with that, it comes to the point where it's obvious there is a tsunami, an actual tsunami. I don't know who put me in the cage. I didn't see anybody, but I couldn't escape. And I can't see it coming, but I know it's coming, and I feel very confined and very scared. And I've got this dog with me, and we're both petrified. Again, in the third person, observing, because I know, it's not happening as now. And I didn't, although I can feel the feelings, I'm not in them. It's the only way I can describe them. I'm sure many of you understand that. Then yeah, this tsunami comes and it just crashes. I know it's coming, and I don't actually see it, and I don't see that bit. So that's Atlantis. And I don't know why I was being caged. I've got no idea, but that's what was happening there. I felt very claustrophobic, and this wave was coming. And then the next bit was, I often get this in my meditation journeys. I was with Jesus as this, and I was an Egyptian woman, and that often happens. So usually at the start, this was in the middle, and it felt like we were in a very palatial Egyptian place. And I always go back to being the same woman, I would say 20s, 30s, and I walk with Jesus Christ, and we talk, and we were sort of pointing over in a certain direction, as if that's where Atlantis and Lemuria were, and as if they were kind of narrating what was going on, or I, as this Egyptian, was very aware of my past lives, and we were talking about it. So that happened, and I just walked with him, as I often do, which is always an amazing, wonderful feeling. And then just before I came back, I was then a girl on a bus, and I heard that the numbers, I'm sure it was 1963, could have been 53, but the way I was dressed, it was 1963. It was very real, very alive, and I was wearing, I remember big earrings. I could feel them on my ears, and I was wearing a black sort of mac thing, like a leathery or plastic mac, and very sort of 60s outfit. And I would say I was probably about 19. We were going across a bridge, and I don't know if this involved water or a crash because I didn't see it. But as I'm in this big bus, I think it was a London bus, I think it was, I'm not sure. Something happened on this bridge, and that was the end of that life. And I heard 1963, and I'm pretty sure it was 63. And that bit was very short, but I did see that. So there were three, two of them were end of civilization, the other one was like an end of life. I don't know why, I've never seen that particular life before. I have seen others, the end one I hadn't seen before. As this girl in, I think it was London. I'm not too sure about that one. I don't know all the arms and legs, as I call it, that one, because I've never seen that one before. The others I have, but I've not actually seen the end of them. Now the guy that was offering us this amazing sound healing with the singing bowls, the crystal bowls. Bill, he actually at the end he said that he was talking about what happened when he came to eat, when Kelly was working with smaller sound healing across our heads and clearing, while he was working what he was doing. And he talked about each of us, and I won't talk about the others, but for myself, he said that it was the bowls that represent the sacral and the heart chakra. I don't know how all that works because I'm not an expert on that, on sound healing at all, but they started fighting at the point where Kelly was clearing, which would have been around the time that I was going through this process, this meditation journey, and around the time I think that the bus crashed or went off the bridge or was bombed or whatever it was, I don't know what it was, and at the last one, he said that the heart chakra bowl just stopped singing. So it just stopped. And it was at that time or around that time. So that was very interesting. Another interesting fact, talking about past lives and past life memories, is obviously we are at a time at the moment where I'm not saying end of the world is imminent, the world that we live in, but I am saying that we are going through a big shift and a big ending of certain parts of our civilization, a big waking up about certain things we may have been sure about, challenges. So in some ways, yes, it is an end. I think it's coming. The beginning of the end was 2012, which was predicted by the Mayans, which is a whole nother video and a whole nother story. I'm not getting into that. So 2012 was the beginning of an end of certain times, end of times, yeah. And we're building up to an end of another kind of time, of this time. It doesn't mean that I'm talking about, tidal waves or tsunamis. I'm not. This is not what this video is about. What I'm saying is many of us are here because we've been through end of times, shifts. There are other lives I've had which I won't go into now, including the end of the Cathars in medieval France. I've recorded a video about that before, which I'll put the link in the bottom of this, so you are welcome to have a look at that. Yeah, they're all end of civilization, end of times, big shifts, apart from the girl on the bus. I'm not quite sure where that's fitting in, but I'm sure it will drop in as and when. Also, another thing to think about here is why I was shown this is at the moment, or not at the moment, I do suffer from anxiety, and I'm actually using a brilliant, seeing a homeopath now, and I've got this homeopathic remedy, which I'm not going to talk about too much. I don't want to recommend that sort of thing, but I've been focusing on dealing with this a lot. And we actually spoke, and she said to me when I saw her a few weeks ago for the first time, which was pretty inspirational and awesome, and very calming actually, because it put things in perspective and was confirming for me. She said that a lot of people that have past life issues, I said I came into this world with anxiety when she asked me when it started. It's because of post-traumatic stress disorder, but obviously in the world we live in that would never be talked about. So I came in with this anxiety. I remember it hitting me properly for the first time in my early to mid-teens, and I had no idea what it was, but it was just like that, those feelings in the first and second life that I was shown yesterday. That's what the anxiety feels like. The end of the world is coming. And I did, actually saying that, I did feel it when I was younger as well, certain times. I remember one time it was triggered by watching a film that was on in the background about the end of the world, and that sort of shook me up completely. Yeah, and I was cold sweats and all the rest of it. So I've always had this, and when I said to her it came into the West, when she said about post-traumatic stress, which makes a lot of sense. I've also always often suffered with depression, and since I've been getting into my energy healing and learning so much about my past lives and who I am and why I'm here and all the aspects and the starseed connection and meeting soul family, I understand a lot more of that, and I understand the anxiety too, which really helps, and I understand how to deal with it. But the depression obviously has come through with that, and those lives, and the Cathar life especially, is a link to that. Another thing is the fear. I have a fascination and a fear of water combined. I love it, and I also hate it. I won't swim. I won't let my feet go, though, and I can. I think I learnt when I was very young and I kind of forgotten it. I don't know. But this feeling about water, I think this is showing me where the link is with that. I've always known about it, but I've never seen the end that I saw for me, which I did yesterday. And something else that's just come in as I'm talking now, because I knew this would be a cathartic thing for me to do this video, so it's for me as well as for anybody else, whether it's one person, 2,000 or 2 people or 2,000 people that come across this is for you. I also have a pathological fear of driving. I've never learnt to drive. I've tried several times, and getting behind a wheel has always frightened me. Now, I don't think I was driving in this particular end of life scenario, but there was a crash or something involved, so maybe that makes sense. I don't know, but I can be in a car and that doesn't bother me. If I'm the passenger, I don't feel scared, but I don't like the responsibility of driving it. So maybe that's what I've just thought that come up with that, with the bus. I think I was being cleared and shown to clear things that are just putting pieces of my own personal jigsaw together, and I just felt very strongly I had to share it while it was fresh with me for my own record, and also for you, if this is helpful for you in any way. A lot of us are having these past life connections coming up and memories, and it can be quite scary. I mean, yesterday it was quite scary. I laughed it off, but it made a deep impact on me, and it has totally depleted me, which is why I've been recording this without me actually on the video and showing you my beautiful little crystal tree, which I hope has had a nice calming impact. So yeah, that was for me to share today. So I've shared that, and I just think it may well resonate with other people. If these things are coming up, they are coming up to clear, they'll pass. We're in a real intense energy cycle at the moment. Schumann's doing weird stuff, the Schumann resonance. If you don't know about any of the things I'm going to mention now, please look them up, because I don't have the time or the energy, to be honest, to go too much into them. Schumann resonance, we've also got solar flares that are bouncing around, so look at them up if you don't know. The full moon is due on Wednesday the 26th, and it's Sagittarius, and that's all about focus. So I'm thinking perhaps I'm being cleared of certain things, or I'm clearing certain things and shown certain things to be able to move forward, because I have more important work to do. Authenticity is coming up a lot as well, so I need to be authentic. So this is me bearing my soul and being very authentic. So that's that. And we've got Mercury retrograde is in shadow at the moment. So some of the shadow stuff that is in my shadow is coming forward, and I think it may be for others. So I hope this has been helpful, or even just interesting, or if it's triggered you, I'm very, very sorry, but I will put trigger warning. It may be a catalyst for something for you, and all I would say is I'm not the expert on how anybody deals with their own process, but you know, just rest it up after what's going on at the moment. If any of this stuff is coming up for you, then rest assured, I'm sure it's showing you something you possibly need to understand, and just tune into it and think about it. Like the driving thing, I didn't get that till today. All is well. We're going to get through this energetic time and all this world stuff that's going on, I'm sure. So just keep yourself grounded, get into nature, showering, grounding, clearing meditations, you know, fresh air, sound healing. I think at the moment nothing too intense. So anyway, yeah, to get through that, but you follow your own path. I'm not. Oh, and hydrating. I'm a big